This film is also interesting because there's a bund and the bus can't go forward. And they persuade two passengers in the bus to pretend they're husband and wife getting married, that their wedding is on so that they let the wedding bus go. And it's very interesting because actually in the film, one of the guys is in a gay relationship and he's on the phone with the other guy. So it's very interesting that the heteros need a gay guy to save them. Very interesting, you don't see that often. That actually brings me to the last film that I wanted to talk about from Sri Lanka. Fantastic film called 28 by Prasanna Jayakodi. Has anyone seen it? One of the festival or so? Really remarkable film, and I think kind of becomes somehow more, acquires an urgency in the aftermath of this, the Delhi gang rape and so on, although rape has existed forever and films on rape have existed forever. But the way it deals with it is so powerful. It's actually, by coincidence, another road movie, and the film is about a man in a remote town who is called to Colombo to identify a body in the morgue, and then he discovers it's actually his estranged wife. It was a very unequal marriage. She's very young, he's much older. It was a very not happening marriage, and she runs away, goes to Colombo and becomes a sex worker. At some point, she's raped and murdered. And the reason I'm mentioning it now is it really speaks to you from a totally otherworldly space, in the sense that throughout the film, and this is very unusual to see in films today, so the woman who has died, her spirit is actually talking to camera throughout the film. So the story is told in flashback, but she's constantly looking at camera and talking and commenting on her life and other women. So there's a morgue sequence where she's in the morgue and then she calmly gets out. So she's in this, not a ghostly, spirity thing, which she actually is, but in this, kind of grubby, lacy lingerie kind of thing that she must have been wearing when she was raped and died with a customer or something. And then she opens these more horrible cold steel drawers one by one, which have so many other women who died in horrible ways or burnt or acid attacks and so on. And always commenting, and never in this, oh God, this is what they did to me, but totally deadpan, totally undercutting the emotion. And there's something about the way she talks, which somehow she keeps her dignity totally inviolable, as this inviolable space, despite the fact that her body has been so brutalized. Somehow she keeps that distance throughout the film. And usually, it's really interesting because Bollywood usually, or a lot of cinemas in India, when we have reincarnation things, it's always, unrequited love that gets requited in some other life. So this otherworldly space is usually a love thingy with, agendas, drippy agendas to be met. But this woman talks from another world, but really in a very, very straightforward way. Sometimes you see her talking from her coffin as it's being carried down on the road movie. So let's please take a look at 28, Prasanna Jayakodi.